Hi, Janet. Hi, Joshua.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the introduction. Am I audible to everybody?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. You're audible, ma'am.
Wow, that's great. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. So yeah, just to begin with, I wanted to introduce myself once again. Yes, whatever Joshua has mentioned just now, I have vast experience in IT and retail industries, and especially in supply chain. So even when I was a part of the IT industry, I was a part of the supply chain, and towards the retail industry also, I'm a part of the supply chain. So to begin with, I just wanted to start and explain like what drove me towards supply chain. So I'm a typical South Indian. So like everybody else, the only career options that I knew was about engineering, and I did engineering in electronics and communications. Post which I actually sorry yeah supposed to which I actually joined in TCS as an consultant, IT consultant. So when I joined in TCS, I was working on a particular project in GE. I met a lot of people over there who were a part of the supply chain project which was happening there. And while interacting with them, I had like a lot of queries regarding what is happening, like why exactly are we asked to, code in a particular manner? Why exactly we need to like look at the payment terms? What exactly is driving all these changes that we are doing as a part of the IT enhancements? So when I pose these questions, the first thing that one of the mentors who was actually a part of GE, who was mentoring us in the project, so he asked me like,
Sorry for the inconvenience. 1 minute. Uh, Lakshman sir, could you
oops,
please check
am
your?
I audible now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'm so sorry, there was some kind of disconnection in this. Okay, so I hope, I mean, I don't know where I got disconnected, but let me just like rephrase it. So, when I was working in TCS as a part of the IT consultancy team, I met a few mentors from GE who I was like posing a lot of questions on why exactly do we need to do this particular coding in this particular manner, what payment terms means, and all of these questions. So the answer that they gave me is this is a vast subject, so I just can't give you like mentoring over a few sessions is not possible, because supply chain is a vast subject and there are a lot of aspects to it. And that is where I grew this interest towards what supply chain is. I was very keen to understand what it is and like how it runs and what is the importance of supply chain in our lives. Then I took up MBA. I joined supply chain. When I took up MBA, supply chain was not a very famous term. So it took me a lot of efforts to find an institute which actually gave me that course, which offered that course of supply chain. And after finding that and after joining, the first class that I took with my professors, the first word that I understood about supply chain was supply chain is not just like uh, you know I mean, it's a very famous definition that supply chain means like providing the right goods at the right time to in the right place. But they just told me one thing, that supply chain is everywhere. Like it's an integrated part of your life. It's everywhere. That's when I was keen. And I was trying to observe everything, like why. Hi, Nitish. I did my MBA from SP Jain Institute of Global Management. It is a tri-country program. I studied in Dubai, then in Sydney, and then in Singapore. My voice is not audible. Is it still not?
Ma'am, you can ma'am, you can go ahead. You can leave the chat, please. You can go ahead now.
Ah,
Let
okay,
us speak.
perfect. So, like as I told you, like I started observing where exactly is supply chain in our lives. And the most interesting part is it is everywhere. Like right beginning from what you do on a daily basis, like how you get your toothpaste from morning you wake up, you get your toothpaste, right? Your brush, or where do you get these things from? And then your food, your breakfast, or even like how you manage your own home, that is also a part of the supply chain. The entire house, like I'm sorry, imagine how your mother would manage the kitchen, like where you actually bring in a lot of rice, which is very famous in South India. We generally consume rice, so we buy in a lot of rice, but we have a separate tin for it, whereas for a daily usage we again store it in a smaller tin, and we keep using from it. So that is how your warehousing works. And similarly, like every aspect, like your transportation from one place to the other, your planning on how you go, what to consume, how much to use, everything is a part of supply chain. So that is when you understand that supply chain is like a integrated part of your life. Like you already know what supply chain is, and you already know what it is. Now the only thing is how you apply it in your daily life, and how you apply it to a professional life. Like your personal life, I'm sure you're already applying supply chain principles. Only thing is how you apply it in a professional life is what comes into picture. Now, looking at the way we order things, like there are multiple ways we shop. Like for a few items, probably we go to stores and buy them, and for few things we actually are used to order online, right? And online shopping is also taking up a huge space of retail now. So when we see all these things, we understand that we are getting those things from a store or from an online platform, or sometimes you even go for click and collect, which is very famous. So like whenever you go through any of these aspects, you understand like you are getting it. Uh, Physically, you are going and getting that item, but how did it come to that place first? It has been manufactured somewhere else. Now, of course, Made in India is being a very famous slogan. But globally, if you observe, there are a lot of things that have been produced in a different country, being transported to a different country. From there, you hold in a country, but when you order from a different country, it will be shipped to that country. So a single product, be it a toothpaste, be it a soap, or any item in your life, it is going through a lot of journey to reach you, which is what makes supply chain such a fascinating thing, right? So, and when I say supply chain, it is not basically only logistics. Supply chain is far more bigger than only logistics. Logistics is just one part of it. For example, in a company, in a retail company, there would be buyers who would actually plan and buy the products to which needed in the stores, which interests the customers. This is one part of supply chain. And then once these buyers buy the products, then we have a planning team who would mention like how many products should be arriving to the country or to the location or to a warehouse. There is again a warehousing team, the operations team basically, who managed how the goods come in, where to store, how long to store, and how to like send it to these stores. And then we have another wing which plans the push to the stores. So whenever we have some goods in the warehouse, how much quantity should go to one store, how much quantity should go to the other store, based on the customer behavior. And also this is also a part of the supply chain. And then we have infrastructure, the automation, the digitization. So once we start getting into it, we understand that there is no limit for supply chain. the opportunities are huge. Like for me, when I was a part of the IT team, I was wondering like how would I fit into a supply chain, supply chain division. But then when I actually entered here, I understood that there are like a lot of projects which actually need IT support. So the knowledge that I gained from my previous experience is actually implemented here. Like I worked on ERP system implementation. Now I started implementing those ERP systems into retail business, and then also on extension of that, not merely implementing an ERP system, but also enhancing it with automation, warehouse automation, conveyor systems, the warehouse management systems. How do we introduce an external vendor with an automation solution? How do we integrate automation solution into the existing WM systems or the warehouse management systems that we have, or the tour management systems that we have? So as I again, I'm reiterating this multiple times, but my main focus is that supply chain is not a very small subject to be defined in one line. It is actually everything that we see. And as I told you, since the world is going so fast, like when we are talking about online shopping and all, everybody wants that delivery to be done within a day, or maybe within an hour also sometimes. Yes, sometimes you forget the gifts and then you want to order online and then you want the gift to arrive immediately, even much before we arrive to that place, right? Our expectations, consumer expectations, we are also consumers, we are also on the other part of the table, we play that dual role. So as a part of the consumer behavior, we are expecting that accuracy. You don't want wrong deliveries, right? So the accuracy as well as the fastest delivery lead times and all of that. So when we talk about all this, when you talk about all these giants like Flipkart, Myntra, or Amazon, all these companies are not merely working in one part of the world. So when I talk about Amazon, everybody knows here what Amazon is. Like Amazon, like works in different parts of the world. But when it comes to Flipkart or Myntra, you might feel that okay, this is just a local company which is like working only in India. But no, like they source, like let us say the raw materials which are sourced from somewhere else, right? So the interesting part is that everything that we own or everything that we do is now a global thing. It is not a local thing. So when you get involved, when you get yourself involved in supply chain, what happens is you're actually interacting with with a larger piece of the world, not only your own country or your own village or your own town or whatever it is. Yes, and the opportunities, for example, in Middle East, if I talk about, we have UAE especially. In Middle East, UAE plays a very vital role because, in fact, the entire Middle East plays a very vital role in supply chain because it's the hub. So when you think about the countries like India, Bangladesh, or China, who actually produce a lot of raw materials in the sense like the cotton which is needed for all the apparels, or in fact lower labor costs and everything. So basically the goods made in maybe China or India or Bangladesh or Pakistan, what happens is if it has to be transported to the other parts of the world like Europe or US, the midway is either Singapore or Middle East. So this is the biggest hub. So it acts as a hub which connects the eastern and western parts of the world. And that is why here we have lots and lots of companies, especially like all the MNCs which work on the logistics part like DHL, Aramex and all that. And then we also have the retail companies like Amazon, Landmark and all, which are of like prime importance. And we do like shipping and everything from like Middle East to all the different countries across the world. And apart from being the supply chain nerve center, UAE itself offers lot more. Once UAE, the government has understood what exactly is the importance of supply chain, they have also, introduced this as a concept. like we have Expo 2020, which is very famous. I think everybody knows. But of course, unfortunately, due to the current situation, Expo 2020 has shifted to the next year. So now we need to call it as Expo 2021. Expo 2021 is basically trying to open a doorway for all the countries across the world and all the people across the world to enter into UAE, establish their own businesses, because this is a hub. You know what kind of opportunities will be available here, where you can actually like connect the east and west. So here, this is the center part of the world where you can actually, use it as a what do I say? As a node which actually helps you in reducing your cost. But I'm sorry, Joshua, are you saying something? You're on mute.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Please continue.
Yeah, sorry. As I said, this is the central node of the entire world, and this holds the the potential for supply chain teams, especially all the supply chain teams. When I say supply chain, as I told you, like there are multiple divisions under supply chain, be it planning, forecasting, or your infrastructure or automation or digitization. Blockchain especially has gained a lot of prominence over the past few years, because it's basically like paperless transactions now. As a part of you can imagine the kind of goods inflow and outflow through UAE. When that happens, you can imagine like what kind of paper transactions that we do. Like there are like a lot of paperwork which is involved only in this transactions. Just like some goods have come, part of the goods are going out and the remaining parts are staying here, then they go at a later point of time. You have an audit for all of this, so there's a lot of paperwork involved. Just to avoid that and ensure like quickest possible lead time from this part of the inflow to the outflow, blockchain is something that has gained prominence over the last few years. And like as I told you, like once we start exploring the opportunities, there are huge number of opportunities when we talk about supply chain. And it is based, supply chain is one field where I think probably you get your opportunity to understand what is your strength, what is your personal strength. As I said, like I was an IT engineer, so I was quite interested in the IT part, so I'm working on the automation part. Like probably you're very good at planning, you will be able to like work on forecasting and the other parts. Or if you're very good at managing certain things, maybe like, and you will be able to manage the operations on a daily level. So it's for everybody. It's for everybody. That is what I have to say about supply chain. And yeah, I mean, if you have any queries, I think it's time we open up, and then probably we'll lead it that way.
Ma'am, few questions. Do you think if someone has to get into the logistics or the supply chain or shipping industry, do you think they have to be skilled? Do you think they have to undergo sufficient training before they can get a job in the particular industry?
I would totally recommend that, because see, as I told you, it is the skill set is there within everybody, but how do you mold that skill set to apply to a professional life? Like mm, only with an IT engineering knowledge, probably I wouldn't have been able to work out on integrating multiple systems. But I need to understand what is the operation behind it, how it runs, what exactly it means. Because without knowing that, if I integrate something and it goes wrong, that is going to stop a lot of people from having their own food, right? I'm just putting it in that words.
Who could come into the field, ma'am? Like, can an engineering graduate then come back and do maybe a kind of a MBA in this and come into it, or should they have something else in their UG degree as well, or is there any age category or something that you would recommend, ma'am?
See, I mean, anybody can actually get into supply chain. As I mentioned earlier, that I myself have done my engineering, and after which I have joined into MBA in supply chain because of the interest that I have. But that doesn't stop you from, getting a graduation and then getting into supply chain. Probably you might have some PG diploma courses also in supply chain that you can look into. And going forward, I think like supply chain should be a subject which needs to be like one of our it should be a basic for even any graduation, in fact.
How big is the operations of the logistics, supply chain, and shipping industry in UAE, ma'am?
In UAE, so UAE, in fact, if I have to tell you, like supply chain actually contributes to around 7.5% of the GDP here. And the growth rate is also very good because, as I told you, like Expo 2020 in place, the kind of opportunities that we have in UAE for supply chain is quite high. Even for building, construction of a building itself, you need to procure material from multiple locations and bring it to one place and get that project done. So again, after that, it goes to project management. But when you talk about this, when you don't know the complexity of this, you might just feel that, okay, it's a building, like it has been happening for quite many years. You get sand, you get like gravel, and you get cement, and you just like build it. It's very easy. But when you actually get into the intricacies, finding like, oh, you get from these many places. It's just the way that we start respecting a farmer once we understand like what they go through just to give us our daily food, right? It's the same way.
Ma'am, thank you very much for taking your time off and joining us from UAE and sharing your valuable thoughts and inputs about the logistics and shipping industry. So, on behalf of Ahmed University and TATI, we will be thank you for taking part in this program.
Thank you so much, Joshua.